Hello. It took a
We
little while. Hello,
we
but
did
we
it,
made
folks.
it.
It only took us an hour to figure it the fuck out, and
It
what we
only took
figured
us
out
an
was like
hour and,
we just need somebody else to
some
do it.
outside help, but we got there and we're live. And we're just going to go ahead and jump in because I've done this intro like 3 times. Some of it has been as a
But
robot.
we only heard you 0.75 of those times.
It's D&D 5e. You all know how this goes. Let's go.
Oh, let's go.
We
You
are in
know, you
Surrett.
know.
Exactly. If you're here, you probably know something about D&D and could put this together.
And you probably know us just in general if you've been here before, so let's just go.
What's good? Let's go.
If you've waited for us this long, we appreciate
We
you.
love you
we
so much.
Thank you.
Hopefully we keep this chaotic energy the whole game.
It's rolling D20's.
Yeah, that's true. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Fair. You have a terrible pain, kind of like in your back, and as you roll your shoulders, look up, you are under, it looks like a root, wedged between a couple of roots, looking up at the canopy of a forest.
Is this my first time being in this forest, or did I intentionally fall asleep here?
You were in a forest. You don't think it was this big? You don't remember laying down to go to sleep, and you definitely didn't wedge yourself into this tree root.
As I sit up, like, am I like coming out of the ground, or like, am I just in?
You're not clawing your way out of the ground by any means. It looks like you almost found shelter from a storm or something, kind of ducking underneath a whole bunch of roots. But yeah, you wake up, stretch a little bit, your back is a little achy.
Ugh. What the fuck? I will stand up and look around.
Okay. You get up, look around. There is a clearing in front of you. Make a perception check.
First roll.
First roll.
First roll.
Ooh. Oh wait, I get advantage on these.
Dope.
And I fucking crit.
Hey.
So that's a total of
Something ridiculous, I'm sure.
28.
28. You notice there is a smallish figure kind of curled up, tucked even further in underneath those tree roots. Make a mental note of that. As you look at the clearing, you notice, kind of judging by how tall the trees are, you're like, it's almost a perfect rectangle. It looks like there may have been something here at some point. There's not even, aside from it just being empty, there is nothing here. And you hear in the distance behind you someplace water, rushing water.
Okay. Do I see any trodden path anywhere? Does it look like people come here?
Not really, no.
Weird. As I look down at myself, like, do I have any weapons or anything on me?
You had whatever weapons you typically carried with you. Like, it doesn't look like your things have been taken. You check your water skin. Water's no water in it. Which is, again, odd. You wouldn't be out in the middle of the forest with no water.
Yeah, well, I also would have wedged myself under a tree root either in a forest. So, I guess I'll cautiously go towards where I hear they're running water.
Okay. There is the small figure in the tree, kind of pokes their head out, looks up at you, trots over. It is a small golden colored lizard looking, like dragon immediately pops into your head. And you're like, Okay.
I look down at it, sort of give it a look like, where's your mother?
It kind of just tilts its head. What languages do you speak?
Let's see. I speak Aquan, Celestial, Common, Draconic, and Elvish.
Okay, so you hear it just go, why are you being weird, Mom? Where are we going?
Do I recognize this creature? I will just ask that outright.
You're not scared of it. You're not like, what? You are familiar and comfortable with it. You can't necessarily, I don't think, place a name right this second, which you find a little odd. But you're like, all right, sure, Mom.
Sure. In Draconic, I'll say, I'm sorry. How long was I asleep for?
Kind of looks down at itself. I'm not very big, so couldn't have been that long.
I don't know how fast dragons grow.
I mean, if it might have been a little while, like a couple years, but I was asleep the whole time too. So I guess we'll find out together.
I suppose couple years. I try to recall the last thing that I do remember, and it's just hazy. To the point where, like, I try to even just search for my own name. And it is a struggle to even call that to mind. And I'll look down at the dragon and, what is your name? I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time remembering anything.
You see it kind of like paw the ground like a dog that's anxious. Just kind of starts doing that motion. It's not important right now. Like we should go look around.
Okay. Do you not remember your own name?
It's in there someplace.
You know what? Same. And we'll just sorry. Yeah, we'll just go along. I'll just follow the route to the water.
Okay. You rolled high enough on perception. I'm not going to make you do it again.
Crit, okay.
You did. It was beautiful. That's a great way to start things off.
Yeah, it's all downhill from here.
You guys start walking, and these trees are massive. There are some that, as you're walking past them, it takes a solid 5-10 minutes to walk one side of this tree.
Oh, wow.
So you being tucked underneath the roots, like it was an awkward place to sleep, but it wasn't super cramped.
But I was basically in an apartment, under a tree.
It was a studio, but yes.
It was a 1-bedroom.
Everything's hazy. You don't remember this, but you don't know if you don't remember this because it wasn't here or if it's part of that fog. Yeah. Eventually you start seeing massive claw marks in some of these trees, and high up, they don't, as you're kind of looking around keeping guard, you don't see any really coming down to the forest floor. It looks like whatever was leaving these marks was jumping between these building-sized trees. But it's... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, do I see any sort of wildlife in this forest? Or hear
You come
anything?
across a couple deer. There's birds all over the
Okay.
damn place. You see a couple rabbits. Nefertiri. It hits you out of nowhere. You're like, got it.
Yeah.
You see her kind of, again, do the play bow as she takes off after this weird little like half skunk, half rabbit thing. It's got the black and white stripes, but the ears are just entirely too long and they kind of just as it's running away.
I look around for Dr. Uritz.
You don't see any errant vampires wandering around the forest. It's very cute. It's not creepy at all. It's just fluffy.
Okay, sure.
Eventually you come to the tree line. And you see in front of you what looks like a damn sea. You cannot see land on the other side. It's maybe a quarter mile away. And flowing to the south. In the distance, maybe 2-3 miles away, you see a smallish city or walls surrounding what might be a smallish city.
Okay. I will go in the direction of the city. Since I mean that's pretty much the first sign of civilization that I've seen.
Okay.
And I just want to be someplace that's like maybe not familiar, but familiar, you know?
Yeah. People.
Maybe somebody can explain something to me.
Okay. Start heading that way. And you do see here, you start seeing boats going up and down this waterway. A fair amount of them too. It looks like as you get closer, there is a massive port attached to the city. And you notice the city is built on a very sharp hill. The whole thing is, it looks almost carved into cliffside. And the fence going around it is odd because instead of being kind of the same height, it gets shorter as it goes down towards the water. So you start heading over that way. You see, merchants walking past you on the road. They smile, they wave, and they give just the wildest wide eyes to the dragon wormling that is following you around.
I think I take note of their looks, but I'm not going to engage them about it.
Okay. Yeah, they don't seem scared from what you're able to pick up. It's more disbelief.
Okay. Like almost like disbelief in that maybe they're not trying to think of how to say, like dragons are a myth and now they're seeing a dragon, like that kind of sort of disbelief, or
something like that. Yeah, they're like that. Did somebody paint a dog cult? What? Like, it's not.
That's a huge iguana.
Computing. Yeah,
that's
like
a huge iguana.
It's some weird stuff with some lizard folk. Like, what is that? And like, it is the disbelief of I'm seeing something that I cannot rationalize.
Okay, and when you can't rationalize something, you try to rationalize it in your head, or you do your brain just sort of like tries to make you forget almost on.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna worry about it. It's fine. It's the
it's like,
the town will deal with it.
That's none of my business.
Yep.
And then you do.
The town will deal with it. It looks like they're heading that way anyway. And you head to the gates. As you're walking up, you hear soldiers, halt, halt, halt. And you see two soldiers, not heavily armored by any means, leather tabards with a dark purple and a gold kind of barding on them. Very casual. They are doing their job, but they're not concerned. Oh.
What?
And they kind of like look down at the creature following you, and they try to get in Draconic. I'm sorry, were you coming to the town? Do you have business here?
I don't think so. No, I'm sorry. I don't know where I am.
Do you need to see a healer? Have you been injured?
I no, I don't think so.
Very well.
I woke up in a forest. And I just walked here because I followed the water here.
Was the forest covered in fog and mist?
Was it?
No.
No. No.
Very well. There's a number of taverns in town. You have gold. If you do not, there are a few temples where you can stay if you'd like. Go ahead. Is that a dragon?
Yes. She's quite harmless.
Very well. I guess you can come in town. They kind of get out of the way. But they look baffled.
I also look baffled, so it's fine. We're all baffled.
They were just talking gibberish to you at first.
Yeah. I'm just like, I'm still confused by that. I'm just like, what the hell? It's weird. But also, like, I think as soon as I get behind the walls, it is both overwhelming, but also like, okay, maybe somebody here has answers. I don't know to what questions, because I don't really know what to ask, but maybe somebody here can help me.
Okay. As you enter the city, first thing you notice is that the first probably 150, 200 yards are on the same kind of level that you are. And then it drops very steeply down to the water. And as you walk towards that edge, you begin to see that probably the bottom half of the city is flooded. And there are bridges connecting all the various houses, the taverns, the warehouses. It looks like this goes down to the docks. Judging by the height of some of these bridges, it doesn't look like it is at full flood. But people are just going about their day-to-day business. You see vendors set up on rooftops, flattened rooftops with produce and chicken and eggs. You see kids running from rooftop to rooftop. And as you're walking, you notice a couple of the kids have floating spectral hands with them. And you see on a far rooftop, there is some sort of ball game going on, where two of the kids have, it looks like what we would consider a soccer ball. And there's 4 goals set up. The 2 little kids each have, little standing in the goals where the friends run around, but the 2 kids that are standing in either goal all have a spectral hand. And you're like, that's
just so I as a player can get a visual. It's like they all just have mage hand.
Yeah, it looks like some of these kids are just popping mage hand up to help them goalie, in essence.
Okay, I don't really know if that's new. Maybe. I think as I'm going in through the city, I will try to find a temple because I haven't had a chance to like go through any of my stuff, so I don't know if I actually have money to pay for a room.
Okay. You start heading in. Looking around, people are looking at you curiously. Again, you're being followed by a shiny gold dragon. It's a little one. It's still a shiny gold dragon. Some of the kids kind of stop and whisper when they see it. And Nefertiti starts kind of looking at them. Hey, mom, I'm just gonna go and see what they're, and I'm like,
no,
just real quick, I'm just gonna go see what they're doing.
I don't think so. We don't know this place. Don't know anything.
They're playing a game. It can't be too bad.
I think we should find shelter first before we make friends with the locals.
All right. You see like a little bit of smoke come out the nose.
I'm gonna find a fucking harness.
Put the baby on a leash. Got it.
Basically.
You do see a temple eventually. This one looks like it almost has wheat growing off of the roof. You start heading that way. Go ahead and make an insight check.
Okay, opal dice come through. That's a 25.
25. You feel a flash of rage
as I look at the wheat.
As you look at the wheat.
Fuck.
And
Fuck
just a knot in your stomach. It passes relatively quickly.
Yeah, I'm gluten-free.
Yeah, there you go. You can't explain it. It's just for a moment you're like, absolutely not.
I just walk past, I think. Gotta trust. I don't know much, but I know to trust my gut instinct. And I think I'm already uncomfortable, so I should not make myself any more uncomfortable.
Okay. As you kind of keep walking around, you do see a building that you would register as town hall, city hall, governor's house, something like that. Much the same as everything else. The roof is flat topped. It looks like the roof of this has been converted into some sort of park. Not a massive park by any means, but there's a handful of benches, a few bushes around the edge. Like it looks like some place that people can just go and sit and be for a moment. So you could head that way, or you could try and find another temple.
Like I said.
Okay. You're sitting.
I'm sitting. I'm just vibing. Sorry, I thought you were going to cut over to a different character.
Nefertiti is kind of just, she's like bouncing around. She's trying to edge her way towards, the
I tug her
the
leash.
bridges.
I tug her leash.
She keeps trying to just head towards one of the bridges or the other to go see what else is going on, but you now have a moment to go through your things, and I'll go ahead and jump to somebody else.
Okay.
All right. Rosita, you have been on a ship called the Gray Lady for the better part of 2 weeks. And it's made a couple of stops, but really none of the stops along the ice road are that interesting, especially for a stowaway, because most of them, their docks are not near the city. Given the way that the ice road floods, Turas is one of the very, very few cities that is actually built to withstand the incoming water. And you finally made it. And I'd imagine you get the hell off that boat. All right. You scamper off the boat.
Scurry quietly.
Yep. It is busy. It is bustling. There is plenty going on. Ships are being offloaded. You see a couple of, everything's kind of big to you, but massive sized crates being loaded from what looks like maybe the 3rd or 4th floor of one of these warehouses, and you see a massive hook come down through a slat and pull back in. Insectile, as they are starting to move it and load it onto a ship.
The hook?
Yeah, like not like full hook, but definitely scythe-like. Just kind of come through the space between 2 slats and like slash
between.
Yep, exactly.
Yep, we're done for the day, folks. Thanks for coming. We have to end stream.
All right, so why don't you go ahead and describe your character and let us know, what are you trying to get into?
I have to describe my character.
Yep.
I didn't hear Fair describe their character. So we ducking and weaving through these hooks, this hook that is coming their way, having done a little tuck and roll, is a little gnome girl / young woman, maybe 3 feet at the most, tan skin, some brown hair, pulled back in a ponytail, straight hair, with some natural highlights, of course. And they have on simple clothes. I think they have like a white blouse. They might have like a blue little vest and like a yellow goldenrod or like yellow tinted skirt with some leggings, or like blue pants underneath and some boots, a fanny pack, and a lollipop that is as large as she is. And strapped to her back, the lollipop has a rather short-ish handle, like a stick, but the lollipop itself, it's like one of those flat, spirally lollipop heads, which is pink. And on their back, almost like a backpack, they have what looks almost like a steampunk gumball machine. And so they're kind of ducking and weaving through the crates and the hook. Looking around, trying to not be spotted.
All right, yeah. A couple people curse as you make your way through. not too dissimilar from any other dock you've ever been on. It's not even necessarily directed at you. They just cursing. As you make your way into the city. As you come off of the docks, you notice that these docks, yeah, I'd say given your grandfather's teachings and everything, you notice that the docks are made to actually raise and lower as the water raises and lowers throughout the city. And you are probably about 15 feet above where the water line is when you're not in flood. You head your way over to the first handful of docks. And as you kind of look down, you see that the first floor of all of these buildings that you are now walking past is heavily boarded and underwater.
Do I get the sense, based on my grandfather's experience or influence, does it look like it is just like built for this purpose, or does it seem to have some kind of like magical influence?
I would say yes, there's probably some magic reinforcing this work. It might not be completely magically protected, but board is only going to do so good against a couple 100,000 square feet of pressure and ice water.
And for the docks or for the buildings that are boarded up?
For the buildings.
Okay, what about the docks that you said that
the docks themselves look elevation? Like they are just docks.
Okay,
it's
cool.
pretty easy thing you would imagine to just put together.
So the buildings there are boarded up, but beyond them, I sense that they are flooded inside.
No,
or I could see that they're boarded up beneath the surface of the water.
Yes. The first level of all these buildings as you're walking into town is boarded up. You see people on their roofs. They're going about their shopping. There's, a mom watching her kids run kind of a triangle route over these 4 bridges.
So no one seems to be bothered by this.
No.
Okay.
It looks like this is standard.
Okay. I would like to make a perception check to see if I can sense that maybe this mama or anybody else is cooking, because I'm hungry.
All right. Go ahead and make a perception check.
That's a natural 1.
That's a natural 1. You don't smell any cooking yet, but you are kind of close to the docks.
You took all my juice. I don't smell anything, but what?
You are kind of close to the docks, and the water's pretty clean, but there's still, the fishy, unwashed sailor kind of dock smell even here. So
yeah, no. I will continue scurrying and make my way until I can find a place that seems to be like a bakery or confection spot or something of that nature.
It doesn't,
if there is anything like that.
It doesn't take long. Even with a natural 1, you are moving into the city, and given that everything is up on the roofs, you can see it. It takes you a little longer to figure out how to navigate the bridges and not be walking through, what the equivalent of people's houses. But you manage to find, you go past, there is a little, a woman, small dwarvish woman, selling, it looks like just croissants and various pastries and things of that nature. You see a little further down, there is somebody selling kebab, basically. And then towards the end of that street, one of the bridges leads to a door that is flung open, and you think you hear somebody singing in there.
Dope. I want to try and steal a croissant.
All right. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
19.
19. Yep. You're walking by. Whoop, whoop.
Bloop, bloop.
Two croissants into the bag.
Oh, double fisting, baby. Anyway.
Well done.
Not double fisting because one of them is already in my mouth.
Even better. As you're walking through, because you've managed to find the equivalent of like the marketplace, you start hearing whispers of, I think there's a dragon. Like, I think a woman just came in with a dragon. The guard said she didn't speak any common, which is, weird. I don't understand. The guards are obviously drunk again.
Oh, they were speaking common, because I do understand common.
You understood common back in the day.
Oh shit.
The guards were drunk again. It's probably some circus performer trying to pass off like a German shepherd as a dragon with some paint. The poor dog is probably going to die. And you hear people arguing as they walk past.
Yeah, obviously, I assume I'm short enough to kind of like duck and hide behind like someone's legs while I'm trying to hear this. And I hear about this dragon puppy and am instantly curious now that my hunger has been sated. Is it in the direction of where I heard the singing?
They're heading that way, yeah.
Can I Scooby-Doo follow?
Sure.
Great. I'd like to do that. Okay. Croissants, kebabs, singing.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm skipping the kebabs for now.
Okay.
And heading in the direction of the singing and this dragon puppy.
All right. Well, the people talking about the dragon puppy were going that way.
Yeah.
They didn't say where the dragon
puppy
was.
Okay. Understood. In that case, what do I want to do? Do I see any other you mentioned there were some children.
Yep.
Was that in my skit or was that in Ferris' skit?
It was in Ferris. You saw the kid who was the two kids who were running laps on the bridges. They looked like they were just kind of playing chase. You definitely see families and people out, especially as you move away from the docks into town proper.
I'll take a moment. I'll be scurrying and I'll see the togetherness of these families and kind of like linger for a bit, making myself vulnerable to being spotted as I stop in that moment, not paying attention to the fact that like, hey, you might be in the middle of like line of sight, and then continue a little more slowly, trying to find discreet shelter while I figure out what my next move is.
Okay.
Whether that could be in like a tavern or something that I could sneak into, or like under a like a cart holding like watermelons or something, because I'm small enough to tuck under there.
Okay. You do see as you're kind of following Scooby-Doo, following these two people who are talking about the dragon puppy. It's well lit, comfortable, and cozy, and it doesn't look super full in this tavern with the door open. So you could definitely like duck under a table or something like that if you wanted here.
Totally.
You do see kind of in the distance the walls of the town if you wanted to like just get out.
Was there any indication between the docks and here of where I am?
You would know where you are. You're in Turas. This is really the only city that has
people
this
talking about it on the boat, maybe.
Yeah. You know that like there's a handful of residential areas. As you kind of give a quick look around, you can place kind of where those are. There looks like there's like a little park or something on top of one of the buildings, a little further off.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Having finished the first croissant, I'm now numbing on the second, and I would like to have my hands free to do some kind of check to scurry up a building discreetly and find this park.
Okay. Go ahead. I would say give me perception to see the park, and then acrobatics 15. To scurry.
15 to see the park and 12 acrobatics.
12. You jump to one of the posts on this bridge and balance, and you think you see it. And as you start kind of charting I need to go here, and then I gotta go over 2 buildings, and I gotta hit this bridge, and I gotta go over another building, and I gotta hit that bridge. As you start doing that, you kind of just tumble off in front of a handful of people. Okay.
A cloud of glitter appears in the space, and I try and shoot up. I don't know what roof I'm on, but I end up 30 feet closer to the roof.
Okay. You bounce, you're heading towards the rooftop that has the garden on it.
Sure.
Or, okay, yeah.
Where I saw activity, people playing, whatever.
Yeah. You head that way. There's a couple of families here. There's a handful of bushes. This is not the biggest park you saw, but it would do for a moment to catch your breath and, sit, eat your other croissant and regroup.
Yeah. I'd like to maybe like sit on the edge and take this moment to kind of scope out like an aerial view of what I'm seeing in the town below.
Okay. So this is not one of the tallest buildings.
Cool.
But from where you're at, you can see definitely back down towards the docks. And you begin to see the layout of the city. Most of the warehouses, where everything from the docks is loaded, unloaded, all that kind of good stuff, are closest to the water on the northern side, as this city kind of runs north to south. Those are all pushed up on the north end of things. On the south side, closest to the water, right now it just looks like water. Doesn't look like there's any buildings over there. You're not sure what was over there when it's not flooded. It could have been pasture, but right now it's underwater.
So it seems like to one side I'm seeing water, and to the other side I'm mostly seeing more buildings because I'm on a shorter building. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't see a dragon puppy.
You do not see a dragon puppy from here.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna sit here, finish this croissant, observe the families playing with my feet dangling on the ledge.
All right.
For a moment.
Okay. You go ahead, sit and catch your breath, and we'll go ahead and jump on over to Theta. Theta.
Yeah.
Doll. You have been sitting in the bottomless cauldron for entirely too long. So why don't you go ahead and tell us what you look like?
Yeah. Oh God. Doll is, for the most part, looks like a human. He's kind of tall, like on the taller side, somewhere around 6 foot, maybe a little bit over. And they've got like kind of, their hair is black and it's just pulled back into kind of like a small bun at the, well, not a small bun, I'll say it's actually pulled back into just kind of a ponytail that like is kept very neat, and their ears are just the tiny bit like tiniest bit pointed and around their face, despite the fact that they are definitely like, it's definitely a mostly human skin tone of kind of this like medium brown. It parts of their hair and skin just kind of peak a little bit turquoise. And for armor, they're just wearing like normal, kind of clean, well kept, kind of just studded leather armor that's meant to look like they are definitely of one of the knightly orders, but not somebody who requires like all of the fare and brass of somebody who, you know, just swings around a giant axe. They clearly don't. They are not somebody who does such. And they're kind of just sitting there, I think, kind of looking for the most part cheerful, with a, I think, cup of like apple cider or something of the sort. They like their sweets.
All right. How would Doll have reacted the first time the flood came in? Because I would imagine that that is not something that they would have had to deal with before. Because the flood coming in would have been intense.
Definitely surprised. Definitely like, oh no, there's a flood, there's a lot of water. And I think keeping to their general oaths of like trying to do good, trying to show appreciation for other people and like the beauty of existence, tried to just help as many people as they could. Though I imagine if there's floods being somewhat more often, people have some amount of a plan in place, but like help's always needed.
And I was going to say, and given that you are, at least appear to be of a knightly order, you have made friends with the innkeeper here, Helly. Young woman. She didn't laugh in your face when you came down talking, like, why are they blowing the horns? Like, is everything okay? And she's like, oh yeah, the flood's coming. And you were like, we should do something. And she's like, we're good, we're boarded. And she brought you downstairs and explained most of the houses in the city, the first floor, and for some of the smaller buildings, the second floor is actually warded to keep water out. So they can, with occasional repairs need to be done and all that jazz, but she's like, I mean, go help if you want. I'll gladly take the help to board up the windows and everything, but we should be fine as long as everything's latched.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to, like, I would love to do whatever help I can offer. You've been really nice in offering me a place to stay for this past month and a half.
Your friend will show up soon enough, I'm sure.
Oh, I really hope so.
I'm sure he will. Come on. And you go downstairs and she's flipping latches on like it's not lattice. It's not
shutters.
Thank you. Shutters. She's like flipping the latches down like it's going to be a thunderstorm, not like there is a 12-foot wall of water about to slam into the sides of these buildings. And then it does. And it is loud. And for a day or two, like, it is just the intense sound of almost overwhelming water crashing into buildings. Then it calms down. The river doesn't resume its usual course. That's a couple months away. But everybody, they go out, they check the bridges, they fix up what needs to be fixed up. I imagine you helped with that.
Yeah.
But now it's 2 weeks later, and you're still here, waiting.
Ooh. I think everyday Doll very much like they wake up, they get ready, they put everything together, make sure to look the best they can. That is, after all, part of their oath. And then they just go downstairs, I think, order some breakfast, order just regular apple juice. And then as the day progresses, just hangs out there waiting to see if their friend comes.
Okay.
Maybe sometimes venturing out to go get like a book to entertain herself and while away the time, because sitting in a single place for 2 months is mind-numbing at best. And for Doll, who is very used to doing things other than that, is slowly going crazy. And they've very much taken, I think, also to like holding a little notebook and trying to just write down whatever gossip they like. Let's see what the plot lines of these people's lives are going through at this point.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
You had a very exciting day the day before, as you received a letter. You don't know the person's name. You met them briefly. The letter is pretty short, pretty succinct, something you're relatively used to.
My compatriots are not like chatty people.
Yeah, it basically says if you're still there, it may be time to move on. We believe this elder is lost.
I think Dahl has kind of taken this note and is still worrying over it. Like they haven't left quite yet, but I think they are a bit concerned because they don't know now exactly where to lead on to. And, this elder was supposed to get them to the next place.
I would say go ahead and make I could say intelligence if you want to argue for something in intelligence, by all means.
I was going to say, I would imagine that Dahl, though, is probably leaning towards trying to ask around town at this point to see if anyone remembers them maybe coming through or starting to venture out the way they know the elders should have come through.
Okay.
Check out the forests, all those sorts of things, like just backtrack.
Makes sense.
So I guess that would still be, intelligence. Though I would almost argue survival. No, not survival. I guess survival, but not really, I guess. Yeah. Dice, roll well, please. I love you. That was not great. That was a 12 in total.
Okay, so that's for your survival. Give me just one straight intelligence roll.
I was saying with intelligence, that would be 12.
Okay.
Yeah, if I roll survival, then that would be a 14. But
okay, so give me one more roll. Tell me what that one is.
That one's a 12. It's fine. It's worse. It's a 9.
Okay. Something is bugging you about this letter. Like it's short, it's to the point, it's what you're used to. There's something iffy about it that is just tickling the back of your brain. You can't place it. You're not sure what it is, but something. As far as going around, asking around, backtracking to the forest, I would say you probably did that yesterday. Just like, I don't want to say in a fit of rage, but in a fit of, oh, thank God I can at least leave this building.
I think
probably
a little bit of it's rage, a little bit of it's just pent up, like, I need to leave. I need to get out.
You walk out the gates and straight towards the forest. And you walk and you walk. Again, it's only about a quarter mile, half mile to where the forest begins. And then you realize that the next nearest city is into the forest is about 4 days away. And after that, it continues until the coast, which the next section of forest is not mapped. It is undead. Fully undead. And so walking through it usually does not end well for anybody.
This is why we take guides with us. This is why we take other people and travel in groups. If we do not possess the ability to deal with it. Okay. I need to figure out where else next to go. I could head back the way I came, head back to the last town. I mean, there were some elders there, but they're I don't wanna, but I mean, it's an option. Could head to the capital. There's always elders there. They've got always work that needs to be done, but I think, yeah, and I think Dahl, kind of just muttering through this, decides, I'll wait here one day more, see if anything weird happens, see if a thing changes, and if nothing does, I will start heading towards probably whatever the next closest and biggest town is, like
Okay.
just a city center where they know others of his people would be.
Okay. You head back to the bottomless cauldron, annoyed. Sit down. Take out the note and just kind of, I would say you probably start playing with it, just looking at it. Eventually next day, people start coming in talking about some kind of weird dragon or dog painted gold. Not really sure. It's a little odd for your notes.
Yeah. Dahl will, I think, lean in to almost try and overhear what they're saying. And if they can overhear enough, or if they overhear just enough interesting things, they will get up and go ask, where did you see the dragon?
Oh, it's a little thing. Some woman walked in, passed by the guards. I'm saying the guards are drunk if they think it's a dragon. It's just this small girl. It's like dog-sized. They look like they were heading towards the governor's house. It's a good place to just go sit and rest, I guess. Bless you.
Yeah, the governor, the guards can be a little bit they can get a little bored, can't they?
It's not a very exciting town. It gets exciting once in a while, but
I mean, 2 weeks ago it's pretty exciting.
Oh, the flood? Yeah.
Yeah. I've never seen one of those before, so that was
that would be exciting then, yes.
Yes.
The first time that happens, it's fucking terrifying, I agree.
Yeah. Absolutely terrifying. I was not expecting, I mean, that's a lot of water. I've seen that much water before. I've been to the coast, but never that much water.
Yeah, no, it's real fun if you can find a wizard to help you do it. Is you open the windows on the downstairs and you just start grabbing fish. It's a good time, but you got to find a wizard, otherwise you break the wards and then your house falls down.
Oh yeah, have you tried it?
We don't talk about that anymore.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I heard nothing, actually.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for the information.
Of course. I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Bye. And Dahl's just going to start heading off towards the governor's house.
Okay.
Kind of just like, yes, something interesting.
All right. And fair. We'll jump back over to you. You have had a couple minutes to just sit and think. Nobody really bothers you. Nefertiti is trying to sneak off, and every couple of seconds you're like, no, get back over here. No, get back over here.
Yeah. Just watching her out of my periphery, like,
yep,
absolutely fucking not. Like, we don't know where we are. And if you get lost, I won't know how to find you because I don't know where I am.
You give that look.
Yeah. It's the look I give my dog, like,
you know better. Knock it off.
Did you forget that I'm your mom and I'm black? I don't deal with that.
So, you've had time to go through your things.
Mm-hmm.
What have you found?
I found on my back a longsword and a warhammer. I think I already knew those were there because those are
they're heavy.
Obvious.
You would have noticed.
Let me look at my inventory. Actually, let me pull
I'd say
that up.
You probably found golds.
Yeah.
Basic stuff, right?
Yeah, some emblems, like a holy symbol. General adventurer stuff. And then I think tucked down, deep down, like a faded letter that's hard to read, but ends with the name Najana, and I assume, it starts with, and I'm just like, maybe that's me. And
That
if
feels
it's
right.
not me, it's me now.
That feels right.
Yeah.
I'd say go ahead and make one more insight check.
Okay.
And then go ahead and make a wisdom save.
Okay. Okay. My insight was not great. It was an 11.
Okay.
And my wisdom save was 17.
17. Okay. For the insight, not nearly as strong as the dislike and hatred. You touch the holy symbol for a moment, and there is a heartbeat of an exhale. Just okay. Interesting. However, after you touch that, you swear for a moment you hear whispers. No, 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 no. Relax, relax. It's
I look around.
a slightly frustrated sigh, and then it's gone.
I look around. Is there anybody? There's nobody near me?
There's nobody near you.
I touch the holy symbol again, like, is this...
Go ahead and make another wisdom save.
Oh, fuck. That's a 27.
27. You don't even get whispers this time.
Huh. Maybe I hit my head. I think I'm starting to think that. I don't know. I'll like start slowly packing all the stuff away, because I probably have it like all like kind of like out on this bench, because I was trying to do inventory of all of my stuff. But that, I do feel unsettled by that, because I don't understand what that was.
Understandable, yeah. You're packing everything away when you start walking up.
You're muted and
Yeah, I noted. I tried to click it, it didn't unclick. Do I see the dragon?
Probably the first thing you see.
Yeah.
It's bright golds.
Okay, yeah.
It's kind of hard to miss.
I think Doll kind of like tucks their hands behind their back, not necessarily as like a sign of trying to hide something, but just like to fiddle with their hands, but not out front. And kind of just kind of inches over and says, that's a very curious sort of dog you've got
What language
there?
are you speaking?
Yeah, what language are you speaking?
I think they try in common first.
I just stare at you blankly.
They'll repeat it in. I do know Draconic. They'll repeat it in Draconic then.
Oh, dog?
That's what everyone thinks it is. Though some of them say it might be a dragon, and I really wanted to see if it was the dragon.
She is a dragon.
Oh, she. Hi.
Dog. Have they never seen a dog before?
Oh no, we've seen plenty of dogs. There's a dog right over there, and I think Doll would just point at a dog.
Yeah.
There would be some around, yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Then I'm confused.
Oh, I mean, I've never seen a dragon before. Now it's today. So, I mean, people said they thought it was maybe just a curiously painted dog, or just like a really malformed dog, possibly. But like, I was curious if it actually was a dragon, and I came over here, and lo and behold, it was a dragon. So, hi.
As you approach the dragon, she does stick her hand out for a piece of gold.
I don't know what you're asking for. I'm really sorry.
Gold. Gold is good. I'll take some gold.
Oh, I don't know if I have a lot of gold. I'm really sorry. Oh, I don't think I gave myself any gold.
You guys would have normal starting gold, yes.
Yeah, I would have.
We would.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I need to rejudge
I thought
because I have a lot.
Yeah, I thought we started with a lot.
Oh, did I say you all start? Okay, then you all got a lot. It's fine.
I don't know. No, here's the thing. This is an older character, so I didn't even know how much gold she had until I just looked at it, and it's like I have 806 gold and 60 platinum.
Yeah, I probably said something like 1,000 gold and 2 magic items, so you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Doll will just like fish out of gold and just be like, here.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. What's your name? Hi.
Nefertiri.
Nefertiri?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Doll.
Hi. Mom, look, I got a gold.
Are you her mom?
I forgot to mention the dragon is wearing like a little backpack. And she puts her gold in.
Are you her mom? She just calls you mom. I'm Doll, by the way. Sorry for introducing myself again. I'm not that great at introductions.
It's fine. I'm and I looked down at the letter again. I'm Najana. Like I end it with a question mark. Like,
okay.
Do you know this? Does it sound familiar?
Doll just kind of nods and's like, okay, Najana, it's nice to meet you.
As for being her mother, I suppose symbolically, perhaps. I'm not a dragon. And like as you like Najana looks human as well. Humanoid at least. She has dark skin, but like with patches of vitiligo around like on her face and on her body. Just wearing like chainmail that looks a little scuffed, like she's been in a battle, but you're not sure how recent. What the weapons I said, some boots, some leather boots, hair. I feel like her hair in her hair there are like some leaves because and like some like sticks from her basically crawling out from under this fucking tree that she hasn't realized is there. She's sitting, but if she were to stand, she would not be as tall as Doll.
Yeah.
She's like maybe 5'7".
But no, yeah. Yeah, I think Doll just smiles back. Like Doll is very much has moved the hands to the front of the body and started like fidgeting more visibly. Yeah. Well, it's really nice to meet you. Yeah, I've never seen a dragon before. She's really cute.
Oh, thanks. I think if you maybe asked her if you can pet her, she might say yes. It's good to ask permission.
I don't want to infringe on that. She's just cute. Can I make I don't know what it'd be. I guess it'd be like Arcana or History to recall if there have ever been stories of dragons being able to shapeshift.
Sure, go for it.
Okay. What dice am I gonna roll that's going to disappoint me? I'm never be going. Yeah, I got disappointed. It's a nat 1. Disappointment.
You're staring at an actual dragon and it's in dragon form. So right now that's kind of all your brain is processing.
Yeah, I'm kind of just like, that's dragon. That's a very dragony dragon.
And I'm just sitting there like, it's real awkward. Because you're just staring at the dragon and I'm just like, and I don't know where the fuck I am. Like, it's just weird. Can you tell me about this place?
Yes, I can. This is Surrett. We are in, I forget the name of the town we're in.
Turas.
We're in Turas. It's a kind of smaller town, far away, but not the furthest away from the coast. Though we are there's some forests you gotta pass through to get to the coast, and I do not recommend going through the forest because one of them is in fact infested by the undead. So people don't need to come out. You know how it goes. But no, yeah, one Turas have.
I just came out of a forest.
Oh. Well, I'm going to guess you maybe weren't in the forest of the undead. Or were you?
I don't think so.
Did you see any
I
undead?
I would say
This-
you would remember when you walked in, the guards asking you if there was fog or mist.
Oh,
So you
okay.
start maybe piecing together that.
Oh, no. I came from the other one.
Well, that's really good for you because you would probably not find yourself walking out of the forest of the undead.
Maybe. I don't know.
Have you never been to Turas before? I mean, you seemed unfamiliar with it and you seemed confused by being here, so.
Well, I don't know anybody here, so I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't know really who I am or where I am right now. I woke up in a forest
Oh.
and I just walked until I found people.
Oh. 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 I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
That's unusual. Normally people don't end up in forests without any memory, though I guess you would. I don't know if you would know that. You're missing your memory.
I was like under a tree root.
You were under a tree?
It was a pretty large tree.
But a tree.
Yeah.
How large are we talking? Are we talking like my height? Are we talking taller? How much taller? Like how big was the base? Can you?
It took me a while just to go around it. Like maybe 15
Oh.
minutes just to.
That's trees take a while to grow.
And Doll, you would have seen the trees in the forest near here.
Yeah.
They do get bigger as you get deeper into the woods. That said, even the ones near the city are big enough to comfortably place buildings on their branches.
Ah. Do you need help of any sort? Like, I'm sorry, I'm really bad at talking to people and figuring out how to deal with unusual things sometimes. So,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do in this case. I do want to help you. I should introduce myself. As I said, I'm Doll. I am a knight. I go around and I try to help people the best I can. I'm sometimes good at it, sometimes not great at it, but I do try and like rally people and do things for them and sometimes escort them to locations where they need to go because the world is dangerous and you need help.
I would love help, but I don't really know what kind of help I need.
Oh.
Everything's Do you know somebody who could help me? Besides yourself.
I mean, there's others in my order, but they are nowhere close to here. Though I was supposed to meet one of them here, but he failed to show, and it's been 2 months, and I don't know where he is. But they are in other cities, but I don't. I mean, the governor, plenty of. He might be able. They might be able to help a bit. There's Hilly who runs the cauldron, which is that way. It's a very nice place. She's been very helpful to me for the past 2 months. But this is quite a small city. I'm not sure there's many people we could find here who could help you. I mean, there's always there is a church, correct, Liz? We could always go to the church. but I'm not sure how much help they can give.
Is that the place with the wheat?
Yes.
The Temple of Shantea.
I was going to go there, but there's something off about it.
What do you mean?
I got a strange just feeling of anger when I passed by it. Like it made me angry.
Okay, maybe not that one.
I have this, and I'll like sort of pick up the holy symbol that I was looking at and hand it and like hold it out for you to see.
Do I recognize to whom it belongs?
Theta, how good of a student are you? Or rather, how good of a student is Doll?
Doll, I think, is not the greatest student, but I think they tried well enough to get through basic lessons.
Go ahead and make a religion check.
Oh, I'm not great at those, so let's see. Yeah, I would almost want to make an argument that Doll should have some greater familiarity with religious symbols.
The DC is not terribly high.
Bad roll, so let's see how this goes.
You know what? I will even give you advantage.
Thank you.
I'll say
That's
that.
what I was looking for because my dice rolls are bad. Let's see what happened. That was a 9 and an 8.
Much like that note, there is something, but you cannot place it.
Oh, I should have paid attention in school more. I mean, we could ask around. We could. Oh, one option is that I could take it to the temple for you and then come back, so you don't have to go in yourself. Maybe.
Sure. I don't want to waste your time.
It's no waste of my time. I have nowhere else to be right now. The thing I was supposed to do, I guess, is canceled now. So, yeah.
That is such a mood. That is such a well, I guess I'm just standing here with nothing to do.
The nearest town is like 2 weeks away. God, literally nothing else to do.
Well, any help you can give me, I would appreciate. Because
absolutely.
It's very confusing and overwhelming.
Yeah, I get that. Once more, I'm Doll, by the way. It was really nice to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
I promise to return this to you.
Okay. And I'm Najana, in case you maybe forgot. You've introduced yourself to me about 5 times now.
Sorry. I think it's just better to introduce yourself to people. I mean, they say that if you introduce yourself, actually, the saying goes that if you say somebody's name 5 times within the first conversation you have with them, then you're not going to forget it. So I'm not sure that it would work if I say my name to you 5 times, but like, hopefully it works and you don't forget it.
I feel like I've forgotten a lot, but I won't forget your name.
Okay, I won't forget yours either.
I will say, Najana, go ahead and make another wisdom save. Because he touched the holy symbol again.
17.
You hear the whispers again. Come on. Take.
Did you hear that?
Hear what?
Just voices whispering.
I'm afraid not, no.
Okay. I will hand Doll the holy symbol.
Are you okay?
I don't know.
Yeah. I want to expend a use of divine sense.
Okay.
Because it says, as an action, you can detect good and evil until the end of your next turn. You can sense anything affected by the hollow spell or know the location of any celestial, fiend, undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
Okay. So I don't know a ton about your background, Najana, but I don't know if anything would ping.
Well, mechanically speaking, I am a reborn. They have a deathless nature, so I don't know if you as a DM would consider that to be like semi undead, but it doesn't say that I'm undead necessarily.
Yeah, your creature type is still humanoid, but
Yeah,
I'm still
flavor could go
humanoid.
anywhere.
I think that's a DM call.
Yeah.
It's like that lingering smell after you like cooked a really good meal. Like you can tell someone just ate something, but you're not sure what it was.
Yeah, I smell like onions.
There's just something slightly odd, and that's it.
I will say you toss the spell up, and usually it is instantaneous. Usually you kind of immediately get your ping or no ping. This one, for a moment, if you can feel a spell effect, it feels like for a moment it is pushing through a rubber band. It pulses out and back. So something is off. Something is odd. You can't place it.
That. Just Uno reversed it on you.
You might even be more confused now. But you know something's up.
Something's up. So there is something that is pinging of that variety. That's good to know.
I will say 2. I don't know how close Doll is standing to me.
Probably
I don't
about
have to breathe, and I don't think I've even noticed that I'm not breathing.
What's your passive perception, Doll?
My passive perception is 16.
Breathing is something we kind of edit out of paying attention to. So I think between the weird, jello sense of your divine sense and the something is not right, you start to pick up that Najana, yes, has some level of amnesia. That's not the whole story.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll be back as soon as I can. And when I say as soon as I can, hopefully within about 15 to 30 minutes. I will give you a time estimate.
Okay, thank you.
I think Doll will just turn away and kind of just walk off. They'll take the symbol and they'll kind of just tuck it into like a pocket or whatever, like just up their pants or whatever.
I watched Doll closely to see if like they react to any whispers or anything. And then they just walk off. I'm like, huh. I think I just hit my head.
All right. Moving on from that. Rosita, you are sitting, watching, and you see a girl kind of walking by herself. She is looking over her shoulders. You see her reach in her bag, toss something in her mouth, look over her shoulder. And she's just kind of sneaking. Not as well as you can sneak, but definitely sneaking.
Obviously. And also, what does she put in her mouth?
Something out of her bag. You gonna go talk, or are you just gonna try and grab the bag?
I will. If I'm not able to see what it was, I would like to see the direction in which they're headed. Okay. And follow at a distance discreetly.
Okay. They look like they're heading towards the center of town, kind of in the same direction-ish you were heading as you were looking for the dragon puppy.
Was there anything that, like, so very important question. Did they have to unwrap anything before putting it in their mouth? And if so, did they dispose of the wrapper that I could then claim said wrapper and figure out where it may have come from?
You did not see any unwrapping. No, it looks like just a small piece of something popped in the mouth.
I will still follow.
Okay.
Apparently they don't litter here.
She walks for, a bridge, stops and kind of
As she
stretches her back.
stops, I'll get a little closer. How far would you say I am?
Are you trying to be like super, super sneaky? Or are you assuming that this small girl looking person is probably not paying too close attention and you're pushing close?
Both.
I'd say you are at least
15,
half a
30
bridge
feet?
away.
Oh,
Yeah, like
that's
15.
more.
I'd say probably closer to 30 feet.
Okay.
Because the bridges do sway. So if somebody is on a bridge with you, you'll start to notice.
Psst.
Hi.
Hi.
What's up?
No, nothing. What you got in that bag?
My mom made apple turnovers.
I'll kick the bridge a little bit. They're good, huh?
Yeah. Do you want some? Come on. I know a really good place we can sit.
You okay?
I'm fine. It's normal.
Okay.
And she kind of leads you like down another bridge. And then she kind of like pauses and starts like pulling her way up onto another roof and ducks behind a chimney.
I'll follow and do the same. I would like to also when I ask, are you okay? Actually, do I need to do this? Hold on. Nope, I can do this from a distance. If I see that they seem to be struggling a little bit, I would like to, I can do this. No, I cannot do this from a distance. I apologize. When I asked if they were okay, I would have maybe like reached out and like touched them and cast guidance.
Okay.
To give them a little bit of help.
Awesome. Thank you. And, you pat her on the back a little bit and she pops her way up onto this roof. And you being a gnome are little. You have gotten used to judging humans based on their size. You can kind of get a feel for how old they are. This girl might be 8, judging by her size. So she's sitting, kind of leaning back against this chimney. Here. And she reaches in her bag and hands you an apple turnover. They're really good. My mom doesn't bake too much, but it's nice when she does.
I hesitantly, bashfully reach out and grab it, shove it in my mouth.
I can't do that. I gotta eat little pieces.
Why? So it's yummy.
It is. It's really good. I just I gotta get sick easy. And I'm kind of little. So little when I'm supposed to be bigger. Like you're appropriately little. I'm just too small.
You're just fine. Can I ask about how you get sick?
I was just born sick. And then I didn't get better.
Okay. That happens a lot.
Yeah, I
I want to be a fighter like my mom. She's the head guard, and she's the governor's personal guard. But they keep telling me that I'm probably. They say I'd be a better like wizard or something.
You want to be a fighter?
Yeah, they said there's a wizard spell that would let me be a fighter once I got really good. So that's kind of cool.
Then let's find you a wizard.
They're talking about sending me to school soon.
School. Oh,
And
no.
I would say, Rosita, you have heard of the Wizard College down at the end of the river in Imshendor, the one-time capital of Surrett.
Does Rosita know, when you say college, is it like our concept of college, or like could people get in there like at any age in Surrett?
It tends to be people who are in, at very least, their mid to late teens.
Okay, this
At
is like
very
a
least.
lot older than 8. Okay.
Yes, a lot older than 8.
Mm.
Well, if that's what you want to do, and that's where you want to go, I think you could.
Yeah, it'll be nice to get out of here.
Mhm.
Go see some things. She's probably gonna start where I should probably head home soon. Did you want to walk with me?
Where's home?
It's like I can
Okay.
get in through a trapdoor in the roof.
You're okay.
Come on. I figured you would like that.
And I'll follow.
It's like, by the way, your mom sounds like quite a big deal.
She's pretty cool. My dad's technically the big deal here. But mom keeps him in line.
Could I do a medicine check to kind of get a sense of what this illness may be,
Sure.
based on like whatever symptoms I'm seeing are presented?
Yeah.
24.
24. It doesn't make sense. She shouldn't have this. But this looks like ghost sickness. Being that you are from Surrett, you know what the White is. The White is a section of forest that is cursed, that is just absolutely up to the eyeballs in undead. And people who live too close to it can end up getting ghost sickness. It's usually, it weakens you. It's like a flu, basically. And most of the time, if the person is healthy, they can fight it off. However, it strikes particularly hard in pregnant women. And so that is one of the reasons why so close to the White is Tyrell, a city that is full of temples, because they send clerics out to check specifically on women of childbearing age, hit them with a couple of heals, and make sure that babies are not born affected. Whatever has happened to this child, this is an incredibly stable, she's not going to keel over in a moment, but severe case of ghost sickness that it just looks like she was never able to fight off.
Okay. Thank you. I will follow. I will follow them down this whatever you just said, and hopefully not get killed by the creepy child that's been randomly introduced.
She's rattling away. She's like, after they were talking about sending me after my next birthday, because then I'll finally be like 16. So that'll be good. But
After your next birthday, but you're 8.
No,
Wait,
I'm
you
just
look young.
little.
Sorry, I didn't say 8.
You look young.
I'm just little.
Oh, I get it. I'm Rosita.
Can you repeat that?
I'm Sarah. Nice to meet you.
Okay.
Anyway, and
Where-
she leads you.
Yeah, where are we going?
Oh, we're going. And she kind of points. You can't see it from here. There's a little park on top of my house. And she starts heading that
Okay.
way.
And you eventually make it to the governor's house, where you see finally a dragon kind of laying on its back, just splayed legged,
Oh,
doing the wiggle that dogs do.
Sarah.
And I'll point. Zoom may have thought that was too high pitched for me to hear.
Okay, that's fine. She's literally just coughing and like, it's a dragon.
Definitely a dragon. I don't see why people call it a puppy or dog. I know dogs.
Oh no, but it's doing a little dog wiggle.
It's a very cute dragon, not a puppy. It's very shiny. What is that comment? Are there a lot of dragons in Taras?
No, they don't exist.
But
Yeah, I know. That's why it's weird.
okay. Do you want to go check it out?
Yeah.
I love the walking animation that I'm just seeing in my head.
Exactly. And I still have a the last little bit of like the croissant, maybe like the little one of the butts. And I don't know how close I could get without being spotted. I would like to like stealthily approach and try and coax the dragon with
You would
croissant butt.
be stealthing across open fields. Like,
Also,
unless
my
you have
passive
something,
perception is 23.
yeah, I was gonna say, unless you've got something that lets you be invisible.
My passive stealth is 32.
Oh fuck. Well,
And I get that, but there's only so stealthy you can be walking through kind of an open rooftop in the middle of the day. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
yes, but also, like, you can get pretty close. You could probably get within 10 feet and like hide behind a bush, but you're probably not going to be able to get any closer than that.
Okay. Do I see someone with the dragon puppy? Dragon.
You see Najana sitting on a bench, kind of, I don't want to say lost in her thoughts, but
because
thinking hard
Head
about
empty.
something.
My head is literally empty. Yeah. You would say, yeah, definitely thinking hard, and you sort of notice me sort of glance in the direction of the temple every once in a while, just like as if I'm waiting for someone.
Okay. So I could intuit that maybe this dragon is with you because you're holding the leash, right? Or the harness or
I was
whatever.
joking. There's no leash or harness.
Oh.
That was a joke. I don't have one
I can
yet.
see a spiritual tether between.
Yes. Absolutely.
And
Actually, can we say
I'll-
I found a leash and a harness in my bag when I was doing inventory?
Sure.
Awesome. Okay. She is harness.
and the spiritual tether has manifested and it's tangible now.
Yes. Her harness is the little backpack that I mentioned.
You just clip onto it.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
It's a normal thing people do to their children. Let's make note of that.
It's a normal thing people do to their dogs. They do make like dog backpacks.
No, like my sister as a child used to run away so we had to like
Yeah.
probably put a leash on that child. Like
That's
no
where my
way.
brain went. I was like, children on leashes. I'm not going to say how I feel about that. I will hold the croissant butt in my hand, and I will stay at the 10-foot distance. And I'll look over at Sarah, and I'll look back at the dragon. Shift my eyes to the person that is with the dragon. Look back at Sarah. I'm just gonna flick the croissant closer to the dragon.
Who's walking over? Looks over at you. Looks over at Sarah. Lunges and probably gets yoinked by the leash.
I think it's friendly, Sarah.
Just gonna go over and say hi.
And Sarah just starts walking over, like straight back, head up, like she knows she belongs here. Kind
Must
of
be nice.
waves it look out Najana. Hi.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
I'm Sarah.
Hi. I'm Najana. Are you lost?
No, I live here. Well, not here, I live downstairs.
Oh, am I on your property?
It's for the town,
Okay.
so it's fine. Do you belong to the dragon, or does the dragon belong to you, or are y'all just friends? Because the stories say dragons collect things, so I didn't know if like it had collected you.
I look at Nefertari, I'm like, huh. Like, I mean, I don't think we own each other.
Okay.
Oh, while that's going on, I would maybe I'd probably be positioned between Sarah and the two of them. I'll say,
I'm Rosita.
It's nice to meet you.
and then I'll turn to the dragon, and I'll look at you and smile and nod. Like,
Can I pet you?
I assume you're talking to the dragon.
I am talking to the dragon,
I'm like, no.
and I say
kinda
this
gi-
in common.
It kind of gives
Oh.
you a look.
Oh, is Sarah talking to me in common?
Sarah is talking to you in common, and you're understanding it.
Oh.
Um,
Do I understand Rosita? Huh.
gives you a look. Kind of looks down at your what it would consider like where you would keep your money. Looks back up, looks back down, looks
My
back
fanny
up.
pack, basically.
Yeah.
The
Does a little
hustle
wiggle.
is strong in this one.
I will. I'll reach in my fanny pack and I'll grab a gold.
Okay, pass over the gold.
Apparently, my croissant wasn't good enough.
Nefertiri takes it, sticks in her backpack, comes over and like head directly into your chest.
Squishy, 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 squishy,
Probably like
squishy,
just as big as Rosita. Like
Probably.
Probably
this
bigger.
is probably a slight health hazard to you.
And yeah, you guys, well, Sarah hands over her gold, starts petting. Yeah, there are scritches galore on this small dragon.
This is not a puppy.
No. Why does that is the second time somebody's come to me and said that.
I heard people were talking about a dragon that was like a dog.
Yes, and I asked if they had never seen dogs before, but apparently dogs are pretty common around here. So
Mhm.
I'm confused.
Not that.
Oh. Are they just not in this region?
Doesn't sound like it, but dogs don't look like that. So whoever said they look like a dog probably hasn't seen many dogs or dragons.
Which is wild because I'm fairly certain I passed at least 5 dogs on my way to this park.
And I'll lean in and be like, I don't know how safe I feel in a place I can't distinguish between a dog and a dragon.
Honestly, that's very fair. I'm only here because it was the closest place I could find.
You're not from here either then.
Not to my knowledge, which is very
Hmm.
limited. I don't say that last
Oh.
part.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe Sarah, do you think that your parents could help both of us get familiar with this place?
Talk to them. Are you guys staying any place?
No.
Okay. So I know the cauldron, the bottomless cauldron. It's over. It's over like 4 bridges towards the wall. Haley's really nice.
Haley?
So Healy, Hely. She's super nice. She's usually got rooms.
Okay.
And then if you guys come tomorrow, so I can give my parents just a heads up, they could probably help you with stuff.
I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course, I have to go inside. Mom gets worried if I'm outside for too long. Bye, guys.
Of course.
And you see her kind of like dip behind a bush, and you hear it creaking, and then as something closes.
Could I have slipped a like a gold on her as she was leaving to replace the gold that 2 gold, one for the one she spent on the dragon and one that she for the turnover she gave me?
Yeah, she wouldn't notice.
Okay.
All right. Going back to Doll. Unless y'all two had anything you wanted to jump into. We're just hanging out with the dragon for a little
I
bit.
feel like we're just staring at each other awkwardly.
Okay.
Like, yeah, Rosita has wide eyes. I'm just like, oh my god. All right.
All right, Doll, you make your way to the Temple of Shantea.
Yeah.
Go in. There are a handful of people inside. It's not harvest season yet. In fact, it's the flood, so it is sowing season. So they are relatively quiet. You go up to a young woman. She's wearing, plain trousers, long tunic, going through some notes up, not at the altar, but looks like a little desk near the side.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Doll. I am a knight of the goddess of beauty. I found this symbol while wandering in the forest, and I was hoping if you, by any chance, knew of what god it was.
Of course. Kind of taps it a little bit. This is old.
Yes, that's what I figured. It was buried beneath a tree.
Interesting.
Yeah.
give me a moment here, and she hands it back to you.
Thank you.
Closes the 2 books she's got, and just please sit down. I'll be back in a moment.
All right, thank you.
Walks out, goes to a side office. And it's very weird. There is stained glass in this section, and there is some light coming through, but because only part of the stained glass is above water, as it looks like it's 2 levels high, the light is coming through the top, how it usually would through stained glass, but the bottom half is the light is coming through not just the stained glass, but also the water. And so it is rippling and shifting. It's an interesting effect.
Yeah.
You spend probably 5 minutes just sitting, waiting. You've been doing that a lot these past 2 months.
Yeah.
And eventually she comes back with a book that is just covered in dust. Kind of dusts it off. She's like, this is the only one, I think, just judging by the age of that. Drops it open and starts flipping through. And do you help? Do you like kind of go over her shoulder?
Yeah. I think I peek over, trying to give an eye, and knowing that I have some amount of passing familiarity with God.
Okay. After probably 10 minutes of just flipping through this dusty book, she stops and you see the symbol.
Mhm.
Where did you say you found this?
Underneath the tree in the forest.
This is the symbol to a demon.
Oh.
And that's where we'll end for the night, because it's midnight.
Oh, rip.
It's a symbol to a demon.
Y'all thought little homie Sarah was gonna kill me?
So that's why I don't know it. Because it's not a symbol. Is that why I don't know it? Because it's not a symbol to a god? No, but like more accurately, what
There
I know
are
gods.
demon gods.
That's true.
There are demon gods, that's true, yes.
That's true. Well, I would know the symbols to the basic pantheon of gods.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was mostly asking. I was like, I have to roll for this? I thought, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I don't know it.
I want to say things, but also I cannot.
Can't. Yeah, you can't.
All right. So, thank you everybody for hanging out with us through our absolute new streamer problems earlier this session. We got it sorted out because we have a lovely Jordan. So let's go around. Everybody can introduce themselves and say where all they are and they're gonna be and good stuff like that. So, Doll, you're up.
Oh, I'm Doll. Sorry.
That's you.
I momentarily forgot I was Doll. I'm dumb, okay? Let me be dumb. Hi, yeah, I'm Theta. I was playing Doll. You can find me on Twitter at BingSuJung, where I do things. I am in a few games. I'm in this one. I'm going to be in Unwavering Force, which is going to be a podcast that's going to come out at some point. And I do other places and appear other places interstitially at random points, and I never remember when or how. So just check the Twitter. It's the best way to find me. I'm in college. I'm dead. Send help.
Send help.
Send help.
All right. Rosita, you're up.
I am Juice, no pronouns, just Juice. And you can find me on Twitch and Twitter at TheJuiceTM. You can find me here at some point, settling on one of the 1,024 voices that you've heard tonight. for Rosita in Stories of Surrett, and as Aurelio Valentin in our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle, Philly by Night. Tomorrow and every Saturday, unless we tell you we're not playing, at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Every Saturday till it ends.
We're apparently like gods now. Or whatever, you know.
Fine.
Ever. You mean you've ever had god blood before? God.
Yeah, 9 o'clock Eastern time, right here, RollingDeez20's. That's about it for what I got going on right now.
All
Thanks,
right.
bye.
Okay, bye. Najana, you're up.
Hi, I'm Fair. I've been Najana, your amnesiac something. Maybe demon worshiper? I don't know. That was news to me too, gang. Let's see. You can follow me on Twitter at FairBear. Tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern, you can find me over on D&D Jordan Lee's channel, our Savior for the Night, for Ambistrano, a homebrew D&D 5e campaign. And then tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, you will find me back here for Philly by Night, as you said, where we are, yes, gods. We did sip the blood of Cain, and now, unfortunately, we are wrapping up the series, so who knows what we're going to do tomorrow, because it's been a wild ride so far.
Yeah, it feels like every episode has been like the series, like a season finale or a series finale. So I'm like, what more can we do?
Yeah, that was like the mid break finale last week, and now we have like just a couple more episodes left.
Yeah, the sweeps climax for ratings.
You gotta kill actual God.
Yeah, I don't think we can't. We can't. We work for him now.
Yeah, we work for him now.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, follow me. I have other projects and stuff coming up that have not been announced or have been announced but aren't active yet. Words. Just follow me on Twitter. That's where you'll know what I'm doing when I'm doing it.
All right, and I am Liz, your DM. Like Fair and Juice have said, you can find me here Saturday nights for Philly by Night. Tomorrow morning, I'm actually going to be doing roll for Latina Heritage Month with TTRB gifts. We're going to be playing Monster of a Week. It's going to be real great. I've never played that before, so it'll be awesome. And I think it starts at 11:30 Eastern. Yeah, 11:30 Eastern. So come through for that too. You can find me at Fuzzy Slippers 05 wherever you want to try and find me. So thank y'all for coming through. And I think we're gonna go ahead and try and find somebody to raid.
That's nice.
So appreciate y'all. Thanks for coming out. And we will see you guys not next week, because this is every other week, but on the 22nd. No, 21st, because we've jumped. Bye, gang.
Power posing.